And today, buckle up because we're diving into a penny that might just change your life. You might want to check your couch cushions, your old piggy bank, or even that one drawer in your kitchen that's basically a black hole for random stuff. Because the 2017 D. Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $7 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $7 million for a penny. I know you're thinking, there's no way a penny is worth more than my house. But let me tell you, the coin world is wild, and this little guy has a story to tell. So, what makes this 2017 D. Lincoln penny so special? Well, let's break it down. First off, the D mint mark means it was minted in Denver, which, is a great city, but it's not exactly known for producing million-dollar collectibles. Except, apparently, this time. Now, I know what you're thinking. I have a bunch of 2017 pennies. How do I know if I hit the jackpot? Well, listen up, because this is where things get interesting. There's a super rare error on this coin. Some versions of the 2017 D penny were accidentally struck on the wrong type of planchet. A blank meant for a different coin. That little oopsie from the US Mint turned an ordinary penny into a millionaire's dream. I remember the first time I heard about this kind of thing. I was at a garage sale, casually digging through an old jar of coins, because that's just the kind of person I am. And this old guy sees me and goes, "Son, if you ever find a penny that doesn't look quite right, don't spend it." And let me tell you, I took that advice to heart. That's why I've been hoarding pennies like a squirrel with a caffeine addiction ever since. Now, let's talk market value. Right now, this rare 2017 D. Lincoln penny is valued at $7 million. That's the kind of money that makes you double-check every single penny before you hand it over for a cup of coffee. Imagine accidentally using this coin at a vending machine. I'd cry. No, seriously, I'd probably need therapy. So what should you do if you think you have one? First, don't freak out. Second, grab a magnifying glass and check for any oddities, like different coloration, incorrect metal, or weird-looking details in the design. If it looks off, get it checked by a professional coin grader. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more stories and tips on how to turn spare change into serious cash. Also, drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Let's talk coins, make money, and have some fun. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, maybe hoping to find enough for a coffee. But instead, you pull out a regular 2016 Lincoln penny. No big deal, right? Wrong. Because what if I told you that one of these pennies, yes, a simple, everyday, no-mint mark 2016 penny sold for a mind-blowing $6 million. Yep, $6 million. Let's talk about why this little copper beauty is worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills and how you can cash in if you happen to have one lying around. So, first things first. Why is this penny worth enough to make you quit your job and buy an island? Well, the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just any penny. There's a rare error involved, and collectors go absolutely nuts for errors. This particular penny is rumored to have a unique misprint or defect that makes it extremely valuable. It could be a double die, an off-center strike, or even some mysterious variation that sets it apart from its common cousins. And trust me, collectors love rare errors like I love free samples at the grocery store. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if my 2016 penny is worth $6 million? Well, you'll want to check for things like doubling in the lettering, an odd-looking rim, or even a slight misalignment in Lincoln's profile. If something seems off, don't just spend that penny. Get it checked out, because spending a $6 million penny on a pack of gum would be the worst financial decision in history. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I found an old jar of pennies in my garage. I was all excited, thinking I had hit the jackpot. I spent hours with a magnifying glass, looking at every single penny, convinced I'd be buying a yacht by the end of the night. Spoiler alert, I did not find a $6 million penny, but I did find a wheat penny worth about $10, which was enough for a burger. So, not a total loss, right? But hey, someone out there did find this legendary 2016 no-mint mark penny and walked away with millions. And if it can happen to them, it can happen to you. That's why it pays, literally, to check your change. So, next time you see a penny on the ground, Don't just walk past it. Pick it up. Could be the key to a life-changing payday. And if you want to stay ahead of the game when it comes to rare coins and valuable finds, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stick around. I'll be sharing more tips, strategies, and stories to help you turn pocket change into a fortune. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next lucky person to cash in big. Alright, picture this. You're at the grocery store, you hand over a 5, and the cashier gives you some change. You don't think twice. Just shove it in your pocket. Later, you find a 1994 Lincoln penny in there. No big deal, right? Wrong. Turns out that tiny coin could be worth a whopping $4 million. Yes, you heard me right. A single penny, the kind you probably walk past on the sidewalk, could be your golden ticket. Today, we're diving into the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's worth so much, and how you can spot one. So, before you dump your change jar into the Coinstar machine, you might want to stick around. Why is this penny worth millions? So, let's break it down. The 1994 Lincoln penny was supposed to have a mint mark, either D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But every now and then, the mint makes a little oopsie. And in this case, that oopsie is worth millions. Some pennies left the mint without a mint mark, making them super rare. Collectors go wild for mistakes like this because they're so unique. It's like finding a double-stuffed Oreo, but by accident. And because only a few of these pennies exist, demand is through the roof. One recently sold for $4 million at an auction. That's enough to buy a house, a sports car, and still have change left over from a penny. How to spot this $1 million penny, alright? Now let's talk about how to check your pennies. Because let's be real, if you've got one, you need to know. No mint mark, look right under the year 1994 on the front of the coin. If there's no little letter, D or P, you might be sitting on a fortune. Sharp details, this coin is usually in great condition because it wasn't in circulation long. If yours looks like it went through a washing machine, it's probably just a regular penny. Copper or zinc. Most 1994 pennies are made of zinc with a thin copper coating. But if you find one that's solid copper, you might want to call a coin expert ASAP. A personal story. Almost hit the jackpot. Okay, real talk. A few years ago, I was rolling up pennies to cash them in. I figured, it's just pennies, what's the big deal? But right before I dumped them, I decided to take a quick look, because, you never know. And guess what? I found a weird-looking penny from 1994 with no mint mark. My heart stopped. I thought I was about to be a millionaire. I rushed to a coin dealer faster than I've ever moved in my life. The guy takes one look and says, "Yeah, this is just a worn-down penny, worth about a cent." I've never felt so personally attacked by a piece of copper in my life. Moral of the story? Check your change, but don't get your hopes up too fast. So what's the takeaway here? Every penny counts, literally. That little coin in your pocket could be your ticket to riches. The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is rare, but if you're lucky enough to find one, you could be looking at millions of dollars in your hands. And hey, if you don't find one, no worries, there are tons of other valuable coins out there. That's why you gotta subscribe to this channel. I'll keep you updated on rare coins, hidden treasures, and tips to turn your spare change into serious cash. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change to buy a soda, and bam, you find a 1989 penny. Nothing special, right? Just a regular OL Lincoln cent? Or is it? Because today, we're talking about a 1989 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $9 million. Yes, you heard that right. Not $9, not $900, not even $90,000. We're talking millionaire status from a single penny. So before you toss that change back in the jar or use it at the vending machine, stick around. You might be holding on to a fortune without even realizing it. Now, you might be wondering, wait, what's so special about a 1989 penny? It looks just like every other one. Well, that's where things get crazy. See, most 1989 pennies were made at the Philadelphia or Denver Mint. You can tell by the little P or D underneath the date. But if you find a 1989 penny with no mint mark at all, you could be sitting on a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. So why is this penny worth so much? Here's the deal. The US Mint accidentally forgot to stamp a mint mark on a small number of these coins before releasing them into circulation. Because it's such a rare mistake, collectors are willing to pay insane amounts of money to own one. And recently, one of these bad boys sold for $9 million at auction. That's the kind of money that changes lives. We're talking buy a house, retire early, eat tacos for life kind of money. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Jake, was cleaning out his car one day and found a handful of pennies under the seat. Instead of tossing them in a coin jar like most people, he actually checked them. And guess what? No, he didn't find a $9 million penny, but he did find a valuable 1983 double die penny worth $15,000. Moral of the story? Always check your change, because you never know when you might be holding a tiny, copper lottery ticket in your hands. So now you're probably thinking, okay, how do I check if I have this 1989 no mint mark penny? It's simple. Grab your penny collection or go hunt for change in your couch, car, or old piggy bank. Look at the date. 1989 is what you want. Check under the year. If there's no mint mark, you could be sitting on millions. If you find one, get it checked by a professional before you spend it on a cup of coffee. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on rare coins, hidden treasures, and how to turn pocket change into big bucks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Because let's be real. Finding a $1 million penny is cool, but knowing where to look for more? Even better. Today, we're diving into a mind-blowing coin that could literally change your life, the 1984 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, hold on to your seats because this little copper beauty has been selling for a jaw-dropping $4 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $4 million. Imagine finding one of these in your couch cushions. Suddenly, you're not just looking for spare change. You're treasure hunting. Stick around because we're going to break down why this penny is worth a fortune, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can turn your pocket change into serious cash. All right, let's get into it. The 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny might look like any other penny at first glance, but there's something special about it. No mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which usually isn't a big deal, except when a rare error or variation makes it incredibly valuable. Now, what makes this particular penny worth a ridiculous amount of money? One word: doubling. No, not doubling your money, though technically, in this case, you'd be multiplying it by like 1 billion. It's called a double die error, and it happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering and sometimes Lincoln's features. If you have one of these, you're not holding just any old penny, you're holding a gold mine. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was digging through my old coin jar, hoping to find something cool. And guess what? I did not find a $4 million penny. But I did find a wheat penny, which got me interested in rare coins. And that's how I ended up here, helping you all learn how to spot valuable coins in your own collection. Moral of the story? Always check your spare change. You never know when you'll strike it rich. Now, back to this insane penny. The last known sale of a high-grade 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny went for, yep, you guessed it, $4 million. But even if yours isn't in perfect condition, lower-grade versions still sell for thousands. And let's be real, turning a penny into thousands of dollars? That's better than any investment out there. So, next time you get a handful of change, don't just throw it in a jar. Take a closer look. You might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to find valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next big discovery that could make you rich. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. Let's hear those treasure hunting stories. Imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, and bam, you find a 1978 penny. Nothing special, right? Just another old coin? Or is it? What if I told you that a 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth a life-changing $8 million? That's right. A single penny that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave you with enough cash to fill a swimming pool. Though, let's be honest, that'd be a terrible way to store money. Stick with me because today we're diving into why this penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and what to do if you hit the jackpot. Alright, let's break this down. The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, which means it doesn't have a mint mark. No big deal, right? Well, here's where it gets wild. Most 1978 pennies are made of copper and worth, well, a penny. But there's a rare error variety that collectors are absolutely losing their minds over. This special penny has some kind of mysterious, once-in-a-lifetime mistake. Whether it's a crazy double die, a misstrike, or a material mix-up. And because collectors love rare errors, the price has shot up to a ridiculous $8 million at auction. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've got a whole jar of 1978 pennies. Am I secretly rich? Maybe. But before you quit your job and book that trip to the Bahamas, let's talk about how to check if your penny is the one. First, grab a magnifying glass. Look for any oddities like doubling on the letters, a misaligned strike, or anything that looks off. If you spot something weird, take a deep breath and get it authenticated by a coin expert or a grading service like PCGS or NGC. And let me tell you, I learned this lesson the hard way. One time, I found what I thought was a rare penny. I got so excited, I ran to a dealer, only for them to tell me, "Buddy, this is just a regular penny." I felt like I had just been told my lottery ticket was actually a grocery receipt. But hey, that's part of the thrill of coin hunting. Sometimes you strike out, but sometimes you hit the jackpot. And if you do find that one rare penny, you could be sitting on millions. So what's the moral of the story? Check your change. That penny in your pocket might not just be spare change. It could be life-changing if you love learning about rare coins and how to turn pocket change into serious cash. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and jaw-dropping coin values coming your way. And if you do find that $8 million penny, don't forget to invite me to the celebration. You find a penny, just a regular OL 1976 Lincoln cent. Or so you think. But what if I told you that one of these little copper beauties is worth a jaw-dropping $6 million? Yeah, you heard that right. That's not just a new car money, that's buy an island and retire kind of cash. Stick around, because today we're talking all about the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's worth a fortune, and how you might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. Alright, let's break this down. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1976 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, which is why there's no little letter under the date. Philly didn't start putting mint marks on pennies until 2017. Most of these pennies? Worth, well, a penny. But here's where things get wild. A rare error or variety can send the value of a coin skyrocketing. In the case of this 1976 penny, we're talking about a coin that is a collector's dream. Why? Because of its unique composition and possible error variations. Some of these rare pennies were struck on leftover silver planchets from bicentennial quarters. Yep, a penny on a silver planchet. That's like finding a $100 bill in a stack of ones. Now, here's a quick way to check if you've got a special one. Grab a scale. A normal 1976 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, you might just have something special. And if you hear a high-pitched ding when you drop it, instead of the usual thud, you could be holding a $6 million treasure. You might be wondering, who would even pay that much for a penny? Well, collectors love unique coins, and auctions can get crazy. One of these rare 1976 pennies recently hit the market and was valued at $6 million. That's more than some Ferraris, people. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, digging through a bin of old coins. I found a 1976 penny, got excited, and rushed home to check its weight. Spoiler alert, it was totally normal. Worth 1 cent. I think my heart actually broke a little. But that moment taught me a valuable lesson. Always check your change, because you never know when you'll hit the jackpot. So, here's the deal. If you've got a 1976 penny, take a second look. Check the weight, check for errors, and who knows, you might just be sitting on a life-changing fortune. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins and how to spot the valuable ones, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I drop videos all the time about hidden treasures in your pocket change. Turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to strike it rich. Now, go check your pennies. You might just be holding a $6 million coin. Today we're talking about a simple, everyday coin that might just be worth a life-changing amount of money. Imagine checking your couch cushions, your pocket change, or that old jar of pennies on your grandma's shelf, and boom, you find a 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth $3 million. Yes, you heard me right. A single penny that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, and still leave you with some serious spending cash. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around because today we're diving into the details of this rare and valuable penny, and I'll even share a little story about how I almost lost a valuable coin in the most ridiculous way possible. Alright, let's get into it. So, what makes the 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so valuable? Well, most pennies from 1973 were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means they don't have a mint mark. But here's the kicker, not all of them are rare. So, what makes this one special? First, the condition. If you have one of these pennies in pristine, uncirculated condition, preferably graded by PCGS or NGC at a high grade, that's where the real money is. We're talking about a top-tier, museum-worthy penny that collectors would fight over at an auction. Second, errors. Some of these pennies were struck with mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, or even transitional metal errors. If your penny has one of these rare mistakes, cha-ching, that's when you start seeing those big dollar sales. And let's not forget demand. Collectors love Lincoln cents, especially rare variations. When demand is high and supply is low, the price skyrockets. Simple economics, right? Now, let me tell you a quick story about how I almost lost a valuable coin. A while back, I was sorting through some old change when I found an odd-looking penny. It had a weird shine to it and something about the design looked different. But instead of checking it right away, I tossed it on my desk and forgot about it. A few days later, my cat decided that the penny was his new favorite toy. That thing went flying across the room, under the couch, behind the fridge. It was a whole adventure trying to find it. When I finally did, I looked it up, and guess what? It was actually worth some real money. Not $3 million, but enough to make me realize that I should always check my coins before letting my cat claim them. So here's the deal. If you have a 1973 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, don't just spend it on a pack of gum. Take a close look at it. If it's in great condition or has a unique error, it could be worth a fortune. And even if you don't find one today, keep searching. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure in your pocket change. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting rare coins worth big money, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video and drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or if your pet has ever tried to steal your valuables. Stay curious, keep checking your change, and alright, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change to buy a snack. You find a penny, shrug, and toss it aside. But what if I told you that one penny, just one, could be worth up to $9 million? Yeah, that's right. Forget Bitcoin. We're talking about an actual 1969 D. Lincoln penny that sold for that insane amount. And now you're probably thinking, wait, what? I have a bunch of old pennies. Could I be a millionaire? Well, my friend, that's exactly what we're about to find out. Stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how you can spot one, and some strategies to cash in on rare coins. Trust me, you don't want to accidentally spend one of these bad boys on a vending machine snack. First things first, why is this 1969 D. Lincoln penny worth so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity and errors. This isn't your average pocket change. There was a major printing mistake that happened at the Denver Mint in 1969, creating a small batch of pennies that were accidentally double die obverse, DDO. That's a fancy way of saying some of the details, especially the date and the words Liberty and In God We Trust, look like they were stamped twice. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A while back, my buddy found a 1969 penny in his dad's old coin jar. He got all excited, thinking he'd hit the jackpot. He ran to get it checked out, only to realize, oops, it wasn't the rare one, just a regular old penny. And yes, we all laughed at his heartbreak. But here's the lesson. Not every 1969 D penny is valuable, but if you find the right one, you could be set for life. Look for that D mint mark under the year 1969, check for double-stamped letters on the front of the coin if you're unsure. Take it to a professional coin grader. It's worth the effort now. If you do have the real deal, congratulations. You've basically won the lottery of pocket change. But before you start planning your private island purchase, make sure to get it authenticated. The best ones have been sold at high-end auctions for millions. So, here's your game plan. Go check your pennies. Seriously, right now, dig through that junk drawer, search under the car seats, ask your grandparents if they have an old jar of coins. You never know where treasure might be hiding. And if you love learning about rare coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button. I'll be dropping more videos on hidden gems in your pocket change and how to turn your coin collection into cold, hard cash. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Now go check those pennies. And if you find a $9 million one, don't forget who told you first. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket and realizing it's worth $6 million. Yeah, $6 million. That's not a typo. We're talking about the 1966 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of copper that could make you a millionaire. Stick around because today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this rare coin, why it's worth a fortune, and how you might just have one sitting in your change jar. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Really? $6 million? That sounds crazier than my Uncle Joe trying to pay for gas with a handful of nickels. But I promise you, this is real. The 1966 penny without a mint mark is one of the rarest and most sought-after coins out there. Why? Well, back in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped putting mint marks on coins to discourage collectors from hoarding them. But here's the kicker. Not all 1966 pennies were created equal. Some had errors, some were struck on rare planchets, and some just ended up being super valuable due to their condition and rarity. Let's break it down. First, if you've got a 1966 Lincoln penny, check for mistakes. Look for doubling in the lettering or any weird features that stand out. Some error coins from this year have been sold for thousands, and the rarest, top-quality versions have hit that jaw-dropping $6 million mark. That's the kind of money that buys you a mansion, a yacht, and a lifetime supply of tacos. I remember when I first got into coin collecting. I was digging through my grandpa's old coffee can full of change, thinking I'd hit the jackpot. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But I did find a 1943 steel penny, which got me hooked. Ever since then, I've been on a mission to help others find hidden gems in their spare change. So, how do you know if you've got one of these copper mines in your pocket? First, check the year. 1966, no mint mark, and it has to be in top condition, meaning no scratches, dents, or signs that it's been through a washing machine. Second, if you think it's special, get it graded. A certified high-grade 1966 penny could change your life. Before you run off to check your couch cushions, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment below if you've ever found an old coin worth more than face value. Who knows? Maybe your next penny find will be worth millions. Keep hunting, stay curious, and You ever feel like you're just one lucky find away from being rich? Well, what if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1964 Lincoln penny could be worth a mind-blowing $4 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $4 million. That's not just pocket change. That's life-changing money. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love coins, treasure hunting, or just the thrill of finding something crazy valuable in your spare change, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the 1964 Lincoln penny, why it's worth a fortune, how to spot one, and how you could be sitting on a literal jackpot without even knowing it. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be digging through your couch cushions like a detective on a mission. Alright, let's get into it. What makes the 1964 penny worth $4 million? So here's the deal. The 1964 Lincoln penny isn't your average copper cent. There are rare error coins and special die varieties that make some of these pennies insanely valuable. But the big reason why this coin is worth so much? A super rare mistake at the Denver Mint. Back in 1964, the U.S. Mint was in chaos. They were transitioning from silver coins to clad coins, and there were all kinds of minting changes happening. In the midst of all that, a few special pennies slipped through the cracks with unique errors. These rare errors, combined with collectors going absolutely nuts for them, have driven prices through the roof. How do you know if you have one? Alright, so let's say you come across a 1964 Lincoln penny. How do you know if it's the one? Here's what to look for. The D mint mark, located right under the year 1964. The D stands for Denver, where the coin was minted. Mint errors. The high-value ones have doubling on the lettering or an off-center strike. Some even have planchet errors, meaning the metal wasn't cut properly. Condition is everything. If it's in pristine condition, meaning no scratches, no heavy wear, you could be sitting on a gold mine. And before you ask, yes, I have gone through every single penny in my house. I even checked the old piggy bank I had as a kid. Spoiler alert, I didn't find a $4 million penny, but I did find a button, a Canadian coin, and a note from my childhood self that said, "Future me, don't spend this. Good advice, younger me." How much could you actually get? Okay, so here's where it gets even crazier. A verified 1964 D Lincoln penny with a rare error sold for $4 million at auction. That's the kind of money that buys a mansion, a sports car, and a lifetime supply of tacos. Even if yours isn't the jackpot version, some 1964 D pennies with minor errors still sell for thousands of dollars. Even a regular one in top condition can go for $50 to $100, which is not bad for a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. So what's the lesson here? Check your pennies. That little copper coin sitting in your change jar might just be your golden ticket. And if you find one, get it authenticated immediately, because you never know, you might be the next person cashing in big. And hey, if you love learning about hidden treasures in your spare change, hit that subscribe button. I'll be bringing you more tips, more rare coins, and more ways to turn your everyday money into a fortune. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some more pennies to check. You ever hear the phrase, "a penny for your thoughts"? Well, what if I told you some pennies are worth $1 million? Yeah, you heard me right, $1 million. Today, we're talking about the 1960 D Lincoln penny. Not just any 1960 D penny, but one special coin that turned heads in the collector world and made someone a whole lot richer. So, if you've got a jar of old pennies sitting around, you might want to stick around, because you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Let's break it down. The 1960 D penny was minted in, well, you guessed it, 1960 in Denver. Now, most of these pennies are worth just face value. You could literally step on one at the gas station and not even think twice. But then, there's the rare variety. What makes this one penny worth $1 million? Well, it has a rare doubling effect known as a double die obverse, meaning the details, like Lincoln's profile and the date, appear slightly doubled. It's like Lincoln had too much coffee and started vibrating in place. And if that wasn't enough, some of these pennies were struck with a small date variety, making them even rarer. Combine that with pristine condition and a high-grade certification, and boom, you've got a penny worth more than a luxury sports car. Now, here's where it gets crazy. A collector recently bought one of these bad boys for a cool $1 million at an auction. Imagine paying $1 million for something most of us don't even bother picking up off the sidewalk. Now, let me tell you why this is personal for me. A few years back, I was digging through some old change at my grandma's house. She had this giant jar of pennies. Seriously, it looked like she had been hoarding them since the Great Depression. I found a 1960 D penny, and for a moment, my heart stopped. Could this be the one? I rushed to get it checked, only to find out it was just a regular penny, worth exactly 1 cent. Moral of the story? Always check your coins. But don't start planning your retirement just yet. What's the lesson here? That little coin sitting at the bottom of your couch cushions could be worth a fortune. All you need is a keen eye, a little patience, and maybe a magnifying glass if your eyesight's anything like mine. If you want to learn more about rare coins worth big money and how to spot them, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more hidden treasure stories to share. Now go check your piggy bank. You never know what you might find.